Hi everyone, Meshley here. How are you guys holding up? Um, there's so much going on. There's a lot of moving parts that I want to talk about. Just kind of give um, I guess, my opinion on what's going on, and hopefully try to connect dots and make sense of all this nonsense that's happening right now. Before I do that, before I get into it, I just want to remind you guys that you guys can do your part by sharing information that you come across. If it rings true, if you know that it is like sourced information that is credible or valid, please share it. We're in a time where all hands are on deck is very much needed. And also, if you don't feel like you want to or that you can share information just because of your, work, um, whatever the case may be, like you want to, you're not just, I guess, ready to really come up to the front line and fight back or, um, speak up, do your part in that way, like more hands on, then you can still participate and help by where you spend your money. Like your dollar is your voice. And I've been saying this for a long time now that if we stop funding them, it gives them less leverage and they cannot continue to do this nonsense because they only do this and they can do this so as long as we continue to play their game. If we pretty much walk away and we don't play into the ridiculous tyrannical measures that they're pushing on us, then it stops, it ends. It's that simple, but for some reason, people don't seem to get it. And so, one of the ways, again, is by going and supporting other like small businesses, mom and pop shops, and also there's a huge movement happening where more and more people are starting to become members of the company that I've been sharing with you guys, talking to you guys about, that is U.S. Based and has clean products. It's a wellness company that really focuses on just our health in general, and I really love their products. I'm going to share their link below, and I'm just excited that I'm just really starting to see a lot more people who are already a member. And these are people that I'm just kind of connecting to or with randomly on social media, and they'll message me and say, "Hey, do you know about these products?" And I'm like, "Yeah, actually I do. I'm already a member." And it's just becoming more apparent that more people are turning into supporting businesses, as I said, and communities that are against all this tyrannical nonsense. And so, I mean, I do want to say, um, I get it, and I know that there's certain things that you're not going to be able to completely let go of right away because it's a process. Even for myself, you get used to shopping at certain places, you get used to certain products. I mean, this is how humanity is. Like, we get stuck on certain ideas, certain things, and for some people, change is hard. So, although you might not completely let go of, all your essential needs because you're going to work your way through eventually switching over on some of the products, you are still at least, taking a big chunk out of their pocket by using the things that this other company or other companies offer that are, doing the same thing. So, like, for example, if you are using a particular shampoo brand that some of these corporations sell, well, if you go to this wellness company that I keep talking about and use their shampoo, it's not going to be a big deal. It's actually going to be better for you because it's going to help your hair. I mean, their products are amazing. So this is what I'm saying. So there are things that you can make changes in, and you're contributing, doing your part, and not allowing all this nonsense to continue moving forward, because there's a lot happening, as I said. And then the other thing that I want to talk about really quick is the ministry. If you guys want to be part of the ministry for reasons of being part of the community, but also going back to what I'm saying, things are going into just a crazy time, and they're really going to try to push and implement ridiculous stuff like that you've seen in the past couple of years. They're going to try to bring that back. Not all of it, some of it. Just depends where you're living. Some places are eliminating it, and other places are bringing it back. But also they're saying, that more things or not more things, more viruses or, stuff like that are coming back, and they're going to try to push crazy measures on the people, because their goal is to try to basically control everyone and put us back into lockdown, put us into quarantine camps. And I know it sounds probably ridiculous, but I will share a link below that I really, really urge everybody to watch, because it's talking about a lot of things in detail. And so if you don't believe me, please watch that. It's an attorney who's talking and sharing about what's being done behind the scenes. And they're just doing it like right under everybody's noses, and just, they're just sliding it right by. And so before you realize, this is going to be in front of you, and it's going to be too late. So why I'm bringing up the membership is that we are a PMA, which means we're in the private domain. And when you're in the private domain, you basically are saying you don't need, you're not part of the public domain, so their tyrannical measures don't apply to you. You have the right to exercise your free will, your constitutional rights, and so by being in the PMA, our ministry, or a community like ours, then it gives you the opportunity to protect yourself and your family. And so I really encourage you to start looking into it, because if you haven't by now realized where we're at and what's happening, I don't know what it's going to take for you guys to really understand that what is happening is real, and that when all this started, it was a spiritual war, as I said at the beginning, but now it's very much a physical also. So it's now in this realm, and I talked about this in the past. And so what that means is that everything is just pretty much out in the open now. Both sides are going in full force to try to get pretty much, try to eliminate the other side. And we are on one of those sides, whether we like it or not. So it's, and it's not about the red or blue. It's not about that. It's about good or evil. And if you haven't picked a side, if you don't realize what side you're on, I really urge you to start looking. And all this time I've been saying we have to stay together, don't let us get split up, and that's still the message. But I'm talking about amongst ourselves. When I say now choose a side, I'm talking about good versus evil. And if you're not doing anything to stop all this from happening, you're pretty much choosing the bad side. And maybe not intentionally, and I'm not saying it to try to, attack anyone or to make anybody feel bad. It's not about that. But I'm letting you know that, a while back I did receive a message from Creator saying, it's up to all of us to do our part, not just one or the other. And the way we get through this is that we come together collectively. I will say that I have noticed that more and more people are coming together. There are more and more people that are sharing information out there, which it takes a big, load off of, myself and others who have been doing this for 3 years now, or almost 3 years, because it was really difficult to share so much information, and a very small percent of people were really hearing or listening to our messages, like taking them in. But now, because there's so much information out there, more and more people are starting to realize, and they're coming together, but we still have a long way to go. And the reason why is because there's not still enough of us. Even though there's more of us now, there's still not enough of us sharing the information. So if you're watching this, again, the way that you can do your part is share my videos, or other people who are sharing information, share their videos. Not everything's going to resonate with you guys, and I get it. Some of you guys are barely coming into the awareness of what's been going on. So you're catching up, and I get it. However, we don't have that much time anymore. And I've said this before. I had said in the past, we have a window, and that window is coming to a close really, really soon here. So we don't have a whole lot of time to have everybody catch up. So those of us who realize what's happening, it is our responsibility to catch them up. And how do we do that? Well, again, if you have information, share it, share it, share it, share it. Right now, there's so much out there, and it's being revealed. It's no longer, it'll be revealed. For example, the Twitter stuff that's coming out, it's available now. It's all out there. So if you come across something that is evidential, something that is validating to what we've been saying, share it, because that is now putting reality into what was being just talked about or just said this last couple of years. Because unfortunately, a lot of these people needed the proof, needed to see with their own eyes that this was actually happening, that these people are doing what we've been saying that they're doing, not just with the elections, not just with censorship, but with all of it, even like the children. The Balenciaga thing just happened a couple of weeks ago, and so that's coming, like, really exploding now. And so much is being revealed finally in regards to the disgusting, horrific things that have been going on with the children in Hollywood, but also within the Vatican, within just in everything. And again, all of it ties together. There's so many things that are part of the same horrific beast, and it's up to us to connect the dots. We are in it. We are in the thick plate, or in the process of it all being revealed. And this is our opportunity to share it as much as possible, because I've said this before, when there's a handful of us, it's easy for them to just dismiss it, call it crazy, conspiracy, and also censor us. But when there's massive amount of people doing it simultaneously together, they can't possibly shut everybody down or up. And so we have to stay connected. We have to link up, as the message was always from the beginning. Some of you have been following for a long time from the beginning of all this, and you will remember that I kept saying link up, stay connected, stay in community. Well, this is why, because it takes all of us for this to come to an end, and for them not to get away with what they've been trying to implement and push. And with all that said, they are very much trying their hardest to cause as much damage as possible, and they have already caused a lot of damage with pushing the jabs on people. They're not talking about it, but I've been sharing, so if you've been paying attention, there's been a lot of damage done with them. And it's unfortunate, it's sad, and they're still pushing it. They're still trying to say it's safe, it's available to your children, to your infants, and there's just no stopping them. But simultaneously, again, things are very much available now so that you can show people that were, had a lot of doubts, that were in that fear, thinking that they were saying the truth. There's proof now that is being released. Hey, look, this is the proof here. What I've been saying is true. And it's not to, shove it in their face, but it's so that they can come on board and work with us. That's the goal. It's not to attack anybody or I told you so. That's not going to help anybody. It's so that they can come on board with us and that we can all do this together, that we can all help each other through this, because it's going to take each other to help each other through this. And I've been saying this over and over. So there is absolutely so many things happening right now, and they are all connected. And what I mean all connected is that, the children, Hollywood stuff, and with, what just came out with Balenciaga and all the actors. I talked about this, that this was going to come to the surface. And there's a video that I said, okay, there's all these names that are in the industry that are involved, and their names are going to start being revealed. And here we are. Now they're starting to be revealed. Right now, the main one, being talked about is Kim and her family. But along, with her, there's a lot other ones too, which again, I talked about it in the past. I said a few names, and I'll probably post the link to that video so that you can see that the things that I've been talking about in the past are coming to fruition now. And it's not a good thing because these are horrific things, but it's a good thing in the sense that it's going to at least, hopefully, you'll start paying attention to the messages and to what we've been saying and talking about, and start putting, doing things, doing your part and really paying attention to the messages and sharing them, because again, time is of the essence, and they're going in full force to try to push and damage and do as much destruction as possible, very fast. And next year, as I said before, I feel it's going to be a really difficult year because they're going to cause so much devastation. And so the borders being open, that is also a big part of their plan. And what is sad is that a lot of, the Mexica people, my people, still have no clue. They think that, they really are trying, this administration is really trying to help us. They're really trying to help us with, becoming citizens, or with the DACA and this and that. And they don't see that it's not about helping us. It's about them allowing so many people in here that is going to cause this mayhem, because there's going to be shortages of food. People can't afford a place to live. There's going to be a lot of people just, living in the streets. And that's what they want. They just want as much people crossing that border so that it can be chaotic here. And they're letting anyone in, not seeing who is actually coming in. But also in the process, they're trafficking and doing a bunch of stuff to the children, to the women, and it's horrible. And the fact that my people still don't know that is shows that we have a long way to go. So we have to educate people on what's happening. So as everything is available, as it comes in and it's available, it's revealed, share it as much as possible. Share it before they take it away. But I do see and feel that a lot more of it is going to continue to be revealed. As I said, so many moving parts, all of it connected. And all while there's a lot of truth coming out, it's also partly a distraction because they're passing a lot of like bills or I don't know exactly, I guess, yeah, they're bills. I've never been in politics or anything like that before this, so I had to catch myself up and learn about all this. And so some of the terminology I still don't really know, but I do know that they're trying to push for quarantine camps. Yes, quarantine camps in Orange County that are being built, and they want to have them finished by next year. And so I'm going to share the link with the attorney who's talking about that. And there's just so much things that they're doing under the radar, and it just has to be exposed, because if you expose them, again, then it can't happen, because more people will be aware of the reality of what they're trying to do, because everything they talk about it as if they're trying to help us, right? Just like I told you, with people coming over here from, across the border, they're trying to make it sound like, oh, that's just to help them, give them equal opportunities. No, it's not. They're destroying as much as possible, because they know if there's a ton of people here, it's gonna create just chaos. And so, same thing, with everything else that they do. They try to spin it into, oh, this is for the greater good. This is for this. No, all of it is, they have a reason, and the reason is not, it's not a good one. So this is what's going on right now. Keep vigilant. Don't get asphyxiated or stuck on one thing. Pay attention on the other stuff, the behind the scenes. So it's important to follow people that are sharing information, that are doing the research and work. So, like, as far as me, I share information that comes in intuitively or prophetically, and then also if I come across other people's posts, that resonate or that ring true to me, then I'll share that. So I'm using a lot of intuition, discernment, and spiritual guidance. And then there's other people that are also doing their part, and they are doing research. So their information is more like real-time information. So I encourage you to follow different accounts so you can get all of it, like the spiritual, the physical, and just connect everything, because it's going to really help you understand how to navigate through these times. And I've mentioned a few people in the past, that are good sources of information. For me, David Nino Rodriguez is one that I follow. He's intense. However, intuitively, I feel into what he's saying, and a lot of it has been pretty accurate. So that's why I continue to give him as a source of information. There's also Mel K. She's not on social media as far as I know. She keeps herself very, protected, I want to say. But she is on, where is she at? BitChute. And I have shared her link before. She comes in with a lot of information. So I will share some links below. But as always, please do your part. And just continue to stay in your prayer. Always stay in your prayer. That's very, very important. Don't lose faith. Don't stray from, just really staying focused on the vision, the outcome of humanity being free. And we got this. Till next time.